Hey, Angie, it's on you. Facebook is live.
Right. Grand Rising Facebook family. Welcome everyone. Wake up everybody. I really wanted to say wake that ass up so bad on my post, but I'm like, I ain't gonna do it. But I said it here. Now it's recorded.
We love it. We take all that energy.
Right. gotta be professional at all times.
Tell the
Welcome
people who you are,
everyone.
Angie. Tell the people who you are. Let them know who this bright, bubbly energy is in the room this morning.
My name's Angee Thomas. I'm a licensed real estate professional in New York with Pride's Home at Keller Williams, Greater Nassau. So just excited to be here this morning, gifted with the day and just ready to just drop some information and start everyone's day off, thinking about home ownership and leaving a legacy and making changes in their lives. So that's what it's about. So just excited to be here and just thanking the Woo community for having me on this beautiful, powerful platform as well. So
I
just
say.
excited. So welcome all who's coming on, who's already here. Welcome, Grand Rising. So Grand Rising, Adam. I know you're driving.
Morning, Angee. How you doing this morning?
I'm grand. Thanks for asking.
Good.
You're getting your day off started right, I see.
Good morning.
Grand Rising.
Is there anything the participants are going to need today for the session? I hear you
Yes,
got a
I
lot
just
of knowledge to drop on them.
Yeah, I just ask that you have open mind, pen, paper. If you want to take notes, that'd be great. And I'll also give you access to me if you have any further questions after the presentation. If you didn't get clarity, I'll be sure to make sure that you get the full understanding that you need. So we're excited. Day number 609. I got to go play that lottery number.
You sound like my grandmother.
Everybody grandma had that number.
Mhm.
That baby was born today. I'm gonna go play that number.
Right. It's hot. It's hot.
Right.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together.
Okay. First off, I just wanted to say grand rising to those who are joining us right now. The Facebook land out there, welcome to this session of number 609, Home Ownership Matters. Thank you to the WOO community for having me on this wonderful platform. Again, just a little bit about me. My name's Angee Thomas. I'm a licensed New York real estate professional with Pride's Home at Keller Williams, Greater Nassau here in New York. I'm originally from California. I've been residing in New York for about 16, actually 17 years this month. And some say I'm a true New Yorker, but I still have my roots down in California. And nonetheless, I'm just excited to be here, making a difference and doing my part in this life, playing to make a difference in someone's life. How I got into real estate, it was about 9 years ago. A light bulb went off in my head, and I was doing the whole 9 to 5 hustling and bustling, and I just said, I know there has to be a better way. And I was just, give me a sign. And I remember the TV was on, and I saw this show called Property Wars, and they were selling houses, flipping houses. And then like a light bulb went off in my head, and I said, that's what I want to do. And without, any hesitant or any second thought, I just started, diving into books, looking at videos, getting all the information that I needed, trial and error, but most importantly, growth through it all. And I decided to get my license after working with investors that I didn't feel like was a perfect match for me on what direction I wanted to go. So that's when I became licensed to learn how to do this business. And now here I am 4 years later, still in this industry, learning, growing, and connecting and changing people's lives. And I think that's the most important thing in real estate when you're coming from a place of service is, making a difference and helping someone get to where they're trying to go. So I am a certified buyer representative. I take pride in doing this because I remember growing up, in California, I didn't have a lot of examples of home ownership or financial literacy. And the only one that I knew that owned a home was my grandfather. And when he passed away, as we all know, there's a lot of complications when that happens with the house. People coming saying they're claiming their stake in the house, and he didn't have a will or anything of that nature. And that was kind of like my first real eye opener to real estate and assets and why it's important to protect your assets. But then again, I was still young, but I didn't have that type of knowledge to really build off of that. I just knew it happened. But as a real estate agent, I see it so often. So I wanted to separate myself from a lot of other realtors of how they do this business. Is just not about, finding someone a house and say, okay, thank you, and then you're moving on. It's really about building a relationship and guiding that person on the whole process and being with them to the end. Because my slogan is, we're in this together. So I don't want my client to feel like they're out there just doing the search by themselves or looking at houses by themselves. I'm really in the trenches with my clients. I just want to share a quick story of a current client that I'm working with right now. And this is the reason why this topic, home ownership, matters. His mother had purchased a brownstone in Brooklyn. She paid about $10,000 for the property. Now, the mother ended up getting sick. And what happened was, because she was in and out the hospital, she ended up signing everything over to the son's name because she didn't want them to come after if she accumulated a lot of medical bills, things of that nature. So long story short, she ended up passing away. She left him this house that she purchased for $10,000. Now he's gotten older, his family moved out of state. So it's pretty much him. So he needed to sell and get something that was, more livable for him, which will be a co-op or a condo. So we put the house on the market. And now he's going to be walking away with $1 million from that purchase of the house. Now, not only that, he was able to purchase a co-op from that same sale. And I remember he said, like, if it wasn't for my mom leaving me this property, I don't know what I would have done. And this is why, if you own a home, or you plan on owning a home, that you should be protecting your assets and leaving that legacy for your children. So that way, God forbid, we already know we are going to go down that road. You want to make sure that your family, your children are taken care of, or pass it down from heritage, from heritage, generation, things of that nature. So I implemented the asset protection as part of my business plan, to make sure that my clients are well protected. So I just want to ask really quick a question, by a show of hands, emojis, what have you, who already owns a home? Okay, so you own a home, and you have to ask yourself, and you have to think about this. Are you protected if something was to happen to you? Do you have your affairs in order? Okay, and it goes beyond just having a will. It goes beyond just that. It's really protecting your biggest investment in your life. Home ownership is one of the biggest investment one will make in their life. So if you don't have that, I advise that you get in touch with me, so I can connect you with one of my team members who do protect assets, businesses, and things of that nature, to make sure that your investment don't go astray. Now, one of the biggest myths about home ownership is that, my credit score is really bad, so I can't get a home, I can't be approved, things of that nature. And sometimes what I've experienced, that's never have been the case. Some people think that they have a credit score of 620, that they can't purchase a home. Sometimes we run the credit, and guess what? All they have to do is pay like one bill, one credit card down, and then they're able to get a pre-approval for a home. So where it starts is, you have to make sure that you have great credit, or excellent credit, or decent credit. You got to have your down payment, meaning the money that you're saving to put down on the house, whether it's 3%, 3.5% FHA. And then you also have to speak with a mortgage lender to get the pre-approved, to see how much the bank will loan you to purchase that home. So one of the biggest walls, I would say, that I come with when I'm working with buyers, is mostly credit. So me being a real estate agent, I knew I had to team up with someone that knows how to fix credit, that's been there where the credit wasn't so good, and miraculously, you know what, this is something that I need to share with the community. So what I've done is I asked my partner, Cody, who's a credit repair specialist, to come on and just talk about credit, because I know that's where a lot of people question if they're able to purchase a home just because of their credit. So Cody, thank you for coming onto this platform and being a part of this amazing session. So if you can just tell the WOO members a little bit about yourself and your services that you provide.
Yes, so good morning, everybody in the Wake Up Everybody community. Thank you guys for having me. It's a lot of people in here for 7 o'clock in the morning, so I really appreciate you guys for having me. My name is Cody Brown. I'm from 22. I'm 22. I'm from New York City. I'm a certified credit consultant. How I got started on this journey is pretty much, I had a problem with my credit myself. I had one simple collection that tanked my score from 730 all the way down to a 600 credit score. So like when that happened, basically I was just on the journey. I'm like, okay, cool. I need to get this off of my report. I need to get back to the 730 credit score. So I'm like, you know what? Let me start learning the ins and outs. Yeah, so let me just start learning the ins and outs of how to do this credit stuff. Let me send these letters. and it just wasn't working. It wasn't working. So I'm like, you know what? Let me get more in depth. And I started to learn about the consumer laws, the rights that you have as a consumer, all of these other good things. Cause I'm like, it has to be much bigger than just sending these letters. So that's where I got more in depth into learning about credit. But I wanted to come on here and share some more information with you guys. Some like 4 important factors of having good credit in the home buying process. I wrote it down just to make sure that I can remember to speak on it. So if you see me looking to the side, I'm looking at the notes. So basically, number 1 is you want to make it an executive decision, right? Anytime that you're in the home buys, when you're in the home buys process, you're making the most executive decision that you can ever make in your life. 1, because this is one of the biggest investments that you'll make by far. You know what I mean? Most houses in New York, it's like $300,000 plus, all the way up to $1 million. And like Angee said, she has a client that spent $10,000 for a home, and a couple years later, they were able to sell the house for over $1 million plus, right? So the decision that you make today will affect you over the next 25 years, all based off of the credit score that you have right now. So if you have a 500 credit score and you get pre-approved and you get approved for that house, more than likely you're going to be locked in that deal for the next 25 plus years, all off of that credit score that you have today. If you have a 680 credit score, that's an average credit score, and you get approved for a home, that is going to affect the interest that you have for the next 30 plus years, or however you're locked into that contract for. Number 2, the credit that you have while applying for the mortgages. Oh yeah, I said that part already. Also, what you want to know is basically the goal is to pay the least amount of money in interest as possible. So that's basically, it all ties into the credit score. So if you have a higher credit score at the moment, that would be a great thing, because now if you were to look at it and you add up everything over the monthly expenses that you pay in loan interest, overall, some people might be paying an extra $125,000 in interest over the course of 30 plus years. So that's why you want to be able to, have a great credit score when you're locking into your deals. Also, number 2, actually, getting deterred by the home buyers process because of their credit. So now, first things first, you want to understand that if you have anything like late payments in the past 24 months, collections, medical bills, charge-offs, bankruptcies, multiple names, addresses, employers, date of birth, all of those extra personal information, extra names on your personal information section, that makes a big difference. Because if you're applying to the bank, to the lenders in these financial institutions, they're going to be looking at your personal information. How many addresses have you had in the past 12 to 16 months to see if you're stable? How many employers have you had in the past 12 to 18 months to see if you're, a kind of person that do you get fired, rehired, and just repeat the cycle over and over. So you want to have one name, one address, one date of birth, one employer on your personal information section, on your credit reports. Inquiries, you want to have as least inquiries as possible. So that means auto loan inquiries, credit card inquiries, personal loan inquiries. You want to stay at a very minimum amount of inquiries in the past 24 months. You know what I mean? So now it doesn't look to the lenders like this person is going out begging for money, because if you have multiple inquiries, that's what it kind of looks like to them. Right. Also, student loan delinquencies. That's a big thing. A lot of people stop themselves and they shoot themselves in the foot because they think that their student loans are holding them down, when honestly and truly, it might not be holding you down. It might be a benefit in your favor, because you have a paid off loan, or you have a higher a higher balance loan. So now it looks much better to the banks and the lenders because now you have a loan that you've been paying on for the past, 8 months, 12 years, 8 years, however long you had that student loan in your account. But the only time when it starts to hurt you is when you have the debt to income ratio, and also when you have those late payments on that credit report, on that student loan, actually. Also, one last thing I want to leave with you guys is I want to know, how is everybody checking their credit scores?
All right, great question, Cody. And I'll take a breather. You dropped a lot of knowledge for us, and that's impeccable the way you've done this research, and you're so young and you're out here like getting this information and sharing it with us. Thank you for sharing it with this community. So yeah, let's get some voices in the space. Anybody want to share how they're checking their credit score? And then Cody can jump in and tell you how to do it efficiently.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, Imani said, I've only checked my credit by my bank app.
Mm.
So what do you think about that, Cody?
So, all right. So most times they're either looking through the bank app or Credit Karma, right? See, Credit Karma. See, so basically, when you're going through the bank app is only going to show you one bureau, right? One CRA, I should say, right? Consumer Reporting Agencies. Credit Sesame is another app, another street that people take. So now, if you log onto your bank app, you're only going to see one credit score from probably Experian, TransUnion, or Equifax. And most times it's going to be your Vantage score. So now when you press on that Vantage on the score in your app, you're only going to see certain information. You're not going to see all the breakdowns of all the things that you need to see on your credit report. Same thing for Credit Karma. Credit Karma is not a credit monitoring service. It's mainly an advertising, a marketing service. So most times if you log into Credit Karma, you're going to see that you were pre-approved for certain credit cards. Even though your credit score might not even be so good, you're pre-approved for nearly every card in the app. Is mainly to entice you so you can be able to go and apply for that credit card, and Credit Karma can make a cut off of that application basically. So now how you really want to check your credit score is by going to Experian.com, right? Go to Experian.com, get the paid version. It's about $27.99 a month, right? You're able to see Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. And then you're going to be able to see the FICO scores that they actually look at. So banks and lenders, they don't go to Credit Karma to check your credit score. They go to the actual Experian app. They actually look at the real FICO scores that's on your report, and that's how they'll be able to make their decision. Also, another way that you want to check your credit profile is going to annualcreditreport.com. A lot of people they say you only get to check your credit score once a year. Now, when you go to annualcreditreport.com, you're able to check it every 7 days ever since COVID happened. So that's some information that I want to leave with you. And thank you guys for having me. She said, so proud
Cody,
of
you can't
you.
leave.
Huh?
People are dropping questions. You didn't hijack the session now.
Oh, no, I want to give it back to Angee. I'm not sure if we're going to have a Q&A. I just wanted 3 to 5
Now you have to
minutes.
come back and do your own session. You
Right,
done opened
right.
everybody up. Now everybody want to fix their credit score and buy a home.
But this is the power of having a awesome team, because it's
Right.
just like I said, it's just not about getting a customer or a client and say, okay, I'm going to find your house. You really have to educate the customer or the client. I could call it my clients, my family, because we become family afterwards. But I like to educate them on the process, because it's a lot behind it. It's just not like we're going to go out, find a home. When you go out, you want a realtor that's going to have your best interest in mind. And that's why I always say I separate myself from a lot of other realtors, not saying what they're doing is wrong, because I would never take from their increase or what they're doing. I just do it my way. And I think it takes a team, people that know their stuff to get the job done and make the customer feel important. And not only that, even if you don't live here in the New York area, I have agents across the whole globe that I connect with, I know personally. So if you live out of state and you're thinking about the home ownership, reach out to me and I'll connect you with one of my trusted realtors and their team to make sure that the process is going smoothly. And that way I can sleep at night knowing that I put you in great hands. So and that's what I offer. So when you're going out and you're thinking about buying a home, you just
And
want to make sure. Yes.
I'm sorry, love. I'm sorry. So there were two questions that were dropped in the chat that either you or Cody could answer. So the first question does come from Teresa on Facebook, who asks, can you obtain a mortgage without having credit?
Well, if you're going to purchase a home, say for cash, if it's a cash deal, you know, as long as you have the proof of funds, you can purchase a home. But if you're going to finance a home, meaning like you need a pre-approval, then most likely they're going to run your credit because the bank is going to determine the amount they'll loan you based on like your debt to income ratio and where you're standing financially and with your credit. And on top of that, how much money are you putting down towards that property? So you always hear, you know, cash is king. so they say, but really it's credit as well.
Okay, thank you. And then this question is for Cody. You kind of touched on it, but if you could clarify a little more the difference between a FICO score and then the TransUnion, Equifax, and Experience scores, because they do sometimes differ by a few points, and those few points can take you into a different credit range.
Yeah, most definitely. So now there are two types of scores that a lot of people are very familiar with. It's FICO score and Vantage score. So now your FICO score has a variation of different scores. They have FICO 8, FICO 10, FICO 9, all kinds of scores. I still don't understand all of them, but there's a general score, which is FICO. And then you have Vantage, which is for Credit Karma and all of these other platforms. So now if you have different scores across different bureaus, is because certain banks and lenders and creditors report information to certain people. So now Chase might only report information to Experian and Equifax, and then that's going to be able to leave you a as kind of lopsided versus as, let's just say you were to apply for American Express. They applied, no, Capital One. They go to Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. So they report that information, and that's how you have a solid score across, you know, all three bureaus. But every bureau is a private entity. They don't work with each other. They're pretty much a private company. They all separate. They all have their own dealings. They all do their own separate stuff, basically.
Okay, thank you very much for that clarity. All right, Angee, you can go on. And just to acknowledge the time, it is 7:27. So we do know some people will have to hop off
Yeah.
as they head out for their day. So we're going to start dropping some information in the chat for Angee and Cody. So participants, please stand by.
Okay. So I just want to wrap it up. My last point on the reason why home ownership matters. According to the NAR, which is the National Association of Realtors, home ownership, which we'll talk about by race, and the percentages. So currently now, since 2020, for all Americans in general, the home ownership was about 65.3%. And a year later, they still remain in that percentage at 65.5. It's only an increase of 2%. Now you would think with the pandemic and when the interest rates were like 2.5%, everyone was, you know, getting mortgages, what have you. But then again, it wasn't a lot of inventory because people were quarantined. People didn't know if they wanted to leave the house. Most people were selling their houses and moving down south or what have you. But as far as the percentages by race, white Americans currently and always have been, you know, hold the highest rate of home ownership at 72.1%. Okay. Asians is at 61.7%, And Hispanics is actually, they hit a record at 51.1% of home ownership. And that's the highest in 10 years that they've been over 50%. So that just goes to show you. And then Black Americans were at 43.4% of home ownership. Okay. So this is why home ownership matters. And this is why we need to educate in community. We need to educate our children on home ownership and change our mindsets. And not only that, like what we're doing here in the WOO community, you guys bring people on this platform and giving out that information. And I think that is awesome that we're all connecting the dots to give out information so everybody can, further, their growth and their journey in this life plane. So with that being said, for the sake of time, I'm leaving the floor open to any questions for a couple of minutes or 5 minutes or so. If anyone have any questions on the home buying process, we have Cody here. And I remember someone said, Cody, young Cody, the presence of his power. And that's how I connected with him. He's young and he's changing people's lives. And I saw that light and I wanted to work with someone that is trying to make that's making a difference in other people's lives. And, that's how it works out. So, if anyone, and this is open to all of the members of the WOO, if anyone is looking to repair their credit or looking to, see where their credit stands, then you can text WOO in the chat, the 347. Cody, you want to
Cody,
give
is
that
your
plug
phone
out?
charged? Because they're gonna blow it up.
Yes. So you can text WUE Woo. That's how you guys say it.
Yes, wake up everybody.
Right. I did it right. So you can text WUE to 347-727-0655.
Okay.
And that information is going to be in the chat as well.
Yes. So
it's in the chat, actually.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to get their credit repaired, please reach out to Cody. No one greater than him to help you with that process. Now, also, I'm giving out a special offer to the community, and this is open to all the WOO participants and Facebook land over there, and everyone who joined us here on the Zoom. All WOO participants will receive a complimentary one-on-one buyer's consultation with my mortgage lender. And most of you may have got the opportunity to see her here giving out, I'm sure, golden information about the mortgage process, Rebecca Trudeau. So we'll set you up with a consultation. And this is just to start your journey, because sometimes you're not ready to purchase a home right now. You may not be ready in a year, but guess what? We'll put you on a plan to see where you stand, look at your credit, and tell you what you need to do in order to get on that home ownership. Okay. So I'll have my information towards the end. So anyone that's interested, just email me, just put WOO in the title, and then I'll know that you're a participant and I'll set you up with a one-on-one buyer's consultation. Now, the second giveaway, the second offer I'm giving is the first person to email me, they will receive $100 off their home inspection. And this is if they're actually buying the home, they got the accepted offer and they got to get a home inspection. I'm going to give you $100 off your home inspection, and that'll be my gift to you. And also, one person will get, and that person will get a one free credit repair thanks to Cody at no charge. We'll fix up your credit. You'll get the $100 off of your home inspection, and we'll get you on the path to home ownership. So if you're ready and you're serious, email me and call me, whatever you need to do. But the email stands. The first person that receives I received the email from, they'll receive those offerings. Okay, you can call me at 347-815-3899. And again, I just don't service here in New York as far as home purchasing. I can connect you with someone if you're out of state. I don't want no one to feel left out. If you're looking to purchase a home, I'll reach out to one of my trusted realtors and I'll set you up on the path of home ownership, and you can get the information you need. And also you can follow me on Facebook at Angee Thomas. That's Angee with the 2 E's. Okay. My friends say I'm Angee, the one and only. That's how I like to go by that one. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Angee Thomas KW. And my email is Angee@pridishome.com. And you can check my website out as pridishome.com. So again, thanks everyone. Thank you to the WOO community. Just forever grateful. Thank you, Cody, for being a special guest. And I'm sure they're going to have you on here and they're going to grill you good with the credit questions. But that's great because that's where it starts right there, the credit. Okay. So if there's any questions, I'm open to questions. And for the sake of time, I'll just hand it back over to Chantel. Tiffany.
Yeah, Tiffany, take it.
I got it from here. All right. So all of the information has been dropped in the chat. So you do know how to get in touch with Angee and Cody. They are ready with the answers for all of your questions. This is love offerings and donations. They have been set up automated. So please use the bit.ly links here to set up your monthly payments at either $25, $50, $75, or $100. Make sure you spread the love. Remember, is money is my own natural energy yield. You give, you get, and it goes round and round like that. This is who's coming up tomorrow, Thursday, June 16th. We have Martine Malavers coming back for Role Play Part 3. We need you. So make sure you come back and join Martine for this powerful session.
And invite all the brothers. Cody, you're invited back. That conversation is for us to talk to the brothers. So we need more of you in the space.
All right. So if today is your first time in session with us, we want to welcome you to a community where we come to learn, elevate, and ascend. So drop it in the chat. We want to acknowledge your presence. And like Chantel said, we want to keep inviting you to come back and participating with us, especially those brothers. This is the Wake Up Everybody schedule. We're live on Zoom and Facebook 5 days a week, Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. and Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 7:30. If you would like a notification when it's time to join us on one of these platforms, please text the word Woo Nation in cap locks to 74121. It is always gift giving season, and the perfect place to shop is our Woo Swag Shop. So please go online and shop us at bit.ly/Woo Swag. Thank you, everyone. Here's how you stay in touch with us. Register weekly at bit.ly/Wake Up Movement. Join us on Facebook in our private group, which is bit.ly/Woo Community. On our public page, which is bit.ly/Woo Nation. Follow us on Instagram at Wake Up Everybody Virtual. Catch clips on YouTube at bit.ly/Woo on YouTube. And last, you can always email us at info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. At this time, I ask all participants who are in the space to give a verbal love shower for Cody and Angee for the information they've shared with us. Thank you so much. And keep them phones plugged in. We coming for y'all.
Pull up that flyer, Tiff. Pull up that flyer, Tiff.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Tiff,
Thank
you have
for
the flyer on here?
presentation.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's drop that link again. For you
Right.
all.
Keep sharing the love. Keep sharing the love.
Awesome. And I dropped the link in here. There's a home buyer asset protection seminar coming up on June 28th, 2022 in St. Albans. So register today. All right. All right, y'all can come off mute and share your love showers.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for this information.
Thank you.
Thank you for the information.
Thank
Very
you once
Thank
again.
you.
Appreciate
Great
it.
info.
Blessings to you and your entire
Thank you for the
family.
Yes.
Have a
presentation,
great week.
everyone.
Good job.
And as I always say, let's move forward, everybody, and have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Guys.
Stay
Okay.
creative and stay powerful.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
I'm getting a house. I'm getting a house.
Oh,
Thank
be
you.
ready.
And don't
Thank
mess
you,
up that
thank you, thank you,
dad.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Everyone.
Come on back, y'all.
Yeah, Cody's got to come back and do just a credit repair session. We got
Yeah.
you 30 minutes. Chantel gonna send you the
Yes.
link now.
I
Thank
will.
you.